What's up, guys? It's John.
This is Matt, and this is John and Matt's Reviews.
And today we're going to be talking about Beauty and the Beast.
That's right. If you haven't seen Beauty and the Beast, what's wrong with you? Like, it came out in, 1991? Like, who hasn't seen the cartoon? Like, fuck. It's online. Come on.
It's okay, guys. It's alright. We're here to educate you.
It's not okay. It fucking came out in 1991.
That's true. I'm sorry. There's no excuse for that.
All right.
So, basically, Beauty and the Beast is almost identical to the animated version. The only difference is a couple more musicals, a couple character changes.
A lot more musicals. For the love of God. Beast got his solo debut in that movie. God.
There were a lot of musicals.
A lot. Like, I miss the old ones. These new ones came out. They don't hit right there like the old ones do. I mean, I could sing along with the other ones, but these, I didn't know the words. So, I mean, that's one problem. But
We're not gonna lie, it was a little bit long, but one thing we're gonna talk about is the characters. I thought Emma Watson was gonna be a terrible Belle, but after seeing the movie, I actually have to say she was pretty good.
See, with me, I figured she'd do a pretty good job. Like, I had her pegged up here, and she kind of met my standards for the Belle. I mean, so whether it was acting or singing, Emma Watson, I think, did a great job. I mean, her singing, her voice, everything was pretty damn good. Her acting, right up there with all her other movies. So.
Yeah, I'll agree with him. The one character I do want to talk about, it's Luke Evans, who played Gaston.
He played a pretty good douche, though. I mean, I could never remember his name as Gaston. I just kept calling him the douche. He had to keep reminding me of the name. So, I mean, but he played it. When he talked, he really felt like he loved himself more than anybody else. And he did a great job at it. So, I mean, maybe from personal experience outside of the movie, but, I mean, he did a great job.
Yeah. One of my favorite scenes that he's in is actually, spoiler alert, he's talking to, it feels like he's talking to somebody. He's just nonstop flirting with that person. Then they pan the camera. He's actually flirting with himself.
Again, douche. But, I mean, he plays it very well. I mean, he did... How can I say this? He matched the character from the animated series pretty damn well. Like, you can feel like he was up here. He wanted Belle. She said no. He did not give up. He didn't care what anybody said. He was going to get her because he wanted her. And he was number one in his mind.
But let's talk about who actually stole the show.
Yeah, which was...
Josh Gad, who plays LeFou.
LeFou. Now, if you don't know LeFou, that's the douche's sidekick. I mean, I thought he did an amazing job. I mean, in the movie, he's a little... But, I mean, he played it very well. I mean, most of his lines made you laugh. And I thought he did an amazing job every part, from the beginning to the end, whatever scene he was in, he did a great job.
That's right. Apparently there was a lot of fans that follow Disney that hated the fact that he was gay. I had no problems with it. He was hilarious. Every time this movie got a little too dramatic, he was there to make it funny.
I mean, he definitely broke the tension. Like, it again, it's the movie made from a cartoon, and again, it's mainly for children. Of course, adults, we grew up on it. We're gonna love it. But he did a great job with the comedy that he threw in there. I mean, he was definitely my favorite out of the whole movie. I mean, they all did a great job, but he was up there.
Yeah, I'm going to have to agree. The next character we're going to talk about is the Beast, who is played by, I've never heard of this actor. His name is Dan Stevens. I think this is his biggest role.
I'm sure he played in other great movies we just don't know of. But, I mean, his acting, it was pretty good. I mean... Again, most of the time, you don't see him as a human except for the last couple minutes of the movie. Spoilers, if you haven't seen the damn cartoon. But, I mean, other than that, as the Beast, he did a pretty good job. I mean, the only thing I could criticize him on is more like a angry Beast. He did a good job at showing his anger, but I wanted to feel that, like, ferocity, like when he got mad, where as I felt seeing the cartoon, it didn't really match up in the movie.
Yeah, I just didn't fear this Beast. He felt a little soft, but overall I think he did a solid job. The one character I want to say that surprised me was the clock. I did not expect him to be Ian McKellen.
That's right. Magneto playing a metal object. I never thought that whatsoever. I mean, who would have thought?
Who would have known?
But I mean, he did a pretty good job. I mean, he tried to be the boss, but kind of fell short, just like kind of in the cartoon.
As always.
As always, yeah.
Now let's talk about the characters we didn't care much about or didn't feel they did much in this movie.
We were disappointed.
That's right. Belle's dad didn't really feel much for him. Didn't feel sympathy for him like I did in the animated version.
Well, I mean, I consider him like he's an important character, but he's not one of the important characters. So I mean, he's there. Of course, Belle loves his father or her father, and she wants to protect him. Yada yada yada. But he didn't get much screen time, and I feel if he was a more important character, the actor would have shined. You know, he would have shined through and did a better job. But it's just, I think it was just the character itself wasn't part of the. I mean, it didn't get much screen time. I guess that's how I would say it.
Yeah. The other character I felt should have gotten, I don't know, more screen time, but better character was Madame Gardrobe.
Who the fuck was that?
the big lady with the fucking.
Oh, that's right, the dresser.
Yeah.
Oh god. All right.
Actually, forget the garb. Just a dresser.
It's a dresser. Yeah, I mean, in the movie, she's falling asleep. She doesn't get much screen time, to be honest. You see her a little bit when she meets Belle, and the little hints of her here and there. But in the cartoon, she like was very vocalized. I mean, she was out there. She was in a lot of the scenes in the animated series, or in the animated movie. But in the movie or in the 2017 movie, she didn't have that much of a big role. This, in my opinion, I didn't see as much as I wanted to of her.
And what's up with her eyes? She was supposedly looking at Belle, but I didn't see eyes. All I saw was...
You gotta imagine, like...
I can't imagine when there's no eyes.
Well, I mean... maybe because it wasn't... I mean, if you look at you look at the little footstool, the dog, it didn't have eyes.
It's a dog. It just needs to bark. It's okay.
No, but I mean, like, it showed its arms, its eyes. If you look carefully, I'm sure there was eyes.
Oh, I saw where those circles are. Oh, it's just like this, though. So you guys could imagine there's nothing here.
I mean, use your imagination, bro.
We'll agree to disagree on that one.
Sure, whatever. It was eyes.
I agree 100% with what he said. Now, I'm going to say one issue that I did have. It involves two characters. Two big characters that I thought were big in the animated version. And that's Mrs. Potts. And who? Chip. What the hell were they doing?
Yeah, in the animated series, animated movies, I know I'm going back and forth, but you know I gotta compare it somehow because the animated movie was so great. In this movie, it seems like you didn't really hear too much from Chip. I mean, even his mother, the teapot, she played a bigger role. You heard her a lot more, but it wasn't as nearly as much as in the animated movie. And that's a shame because we all love Chip. We all love his mother. Yeah. I mean, they were great characters. But they seem, especially Chip, kind of got the back end.
Chip. You guys are supposed to get this guy right. He was the main guy I went to see this movie for. Sorry, Chip. You just didn't get enough detail on this movie.
Speaking of detail, literally the CG, it looks amazing in every aspect. But when it came to Chip and his mother, it kind of looked like they just drew their eyes on with a little makeup brush. And I was kind of disappointed.
They look creepy.
He was a little freaked out.
I don't blame the little kids that started crying in the theater when they saw Chip.
Yeah, we had little kids in there crying. I don't think it was because of Chip, but I mean, let him say whatever.
That was my only main issue. Overall, I think the movie was great. It could have worked a little bit better by cutting maybe one or two musicals, just staying true to the movie. I understand why they added one or two more.
Yeah, because it got to the point where I was kind of over the singing, especially when they added too many of the new songs. I mean, I think he heard me at one point go, "For fuck's sake, another one," because it was like
I did.
it was like singing, okay, great, and then like a sentence, and then boom, another song, and I'm like, fuck. But I mean, I guess they wanted to add the updated musical version to it, like with a better CD soundtrack or whatever they wanted to do, more money, hint hint. But I mean, it dragged out the movie a little longer than it should have. But I mean, other than that, the other songs that they sang that were original to the 1991 animated movie were amazing. All the characters, the actors, the actresses, they all sang beautifully. I mean, it was really, really good.
I was amazed. They actually all could sing. The one thing that makes me wonder is, from what I know, is that Ryan Gosling actually was going to be Beast. Now, we can only wonder.
He picked La La Land.
So apparently he could sing.
Apparently. I haven't seen La La Land, so I mean, he could be great, he could be not. I'm probably it's great because they got all that money from the box office. And well, I mean, it's Ryan Gosling, so I mean.
But overall, who are we kidding? Those of you who love Disney, those of you who love Beauty and the Beast, you're going to go see this movie. You're going to love it. I'm not sure if you're going to agree with me about Chip or not. You could always comment below. But overall, I think it's a great movie. I'll give it an 8.
I pretty much agree with you. I would give it an 8, 8.5. Again, all this is our opinion, so don't take it too hard whether we dislike something or like something over another. But it is a great movie overall. I would recommend it to people, especially if you're a fan of Disney movies and Beauty and the Beast. But again, the 91 version was just a classic, and that will always be my favorite.
Yeah, nobody's going to beat the classic. I mean, if you're going in there expecting it to be like the classic, it's not. It'll be good, just not great. All right, guys. So if you agree with us or disagree,
you can go ahead and subscribe, comment below, let us know what you thought of the movie, if you're going to see it, which one you like better. Give us a comment below, thumbs up if you like it, all that good stuff.
Today, we're going to be talking about Beauty and the Beast. Oh, there's no beauty. Today, we're going to be talking about Beauty and the Beast.
That's right.
You know who you remind me of?
Which
the
one?
skunk from Looney Tunes.
Yeah, well, the
He
skunk...
refused to give up. He wanted to rape the girl.
Whoa,
got her.
wait.